Hey, thanks everybody for tuning in to Hognose One podcast. I'm here with Rusty Stringer. Rusty and I go way back. We met each other, man, a long time ago, probably close to 20 years ago at the Daytona Reptile Expo. Russell, for the record, state your name and your DBA, your business name, and kind of tell me how that got going and where you came up with a name and everything.
It's Russell Stringer. It's RNA Reptiles. It's me and my wife, Angel.
So what about, your current species you work with and some of the former species you've worked with? Tell me a little bit about stuff you've worked with.
I used to work with the piebald black pines and the Louisiana pines. I've worked with the cave-dwelling rat snakes, the bamboo rats, the cockseye, corn snakes, black rat snakes, Taiwan beauties, blue beauties, and the western hognose.
Awesome, man. So you work with hognose. What's your favorite hognose morph and why?
The frosted. I love the caramel gene. The caramel gene can go many different ways. In fact, I'm working several different projects with that right now. The frosted, I just love the frosted, man. The blue tones and the gray. I think it's just an awesome snake.
So as far as the projects you're working, is there anything that you can tell everybody, maybe any directions you're headed with it or hoping to see?
Yeah, I'm actually working on an albino frosted super condo with lavenders, 100% head albinos. I'm working with the albino frosteds with the pink pastels. And, of course, I'm going to start mixing that into the sable also for the permafrost.
Yeah, man, I think, I hatched out a permafrost last year, and it was just still just one of the coolest snakes I've ever seen. It just blows your mind, and I can't imagine, some of the stuff you're thinking about with, Arctic and pink pastel and some of that other stuff thrown in there. Man, sky's the limit, I think, with that gene. Hopefully really see some good colors out of that stuff. So tell me, is there any frustrations that you've got with the hognose hobby? And if there are, what steps are you taking to, resolve those, whether personally or in the community?
Well, I don't have any really frustrations with them. I used to breed them years and years ago, so I kind of learned about the animal pretty quick. They can be picky feeders if they're kept in something too large. I can tell you that. I learned that the hard way years ago. So I try to start everything off in 4-quart tubs, like a sandwich container, and then gradually move them up, to 6-quart, 12-quart, and eventually get them up to 32s and 34 quarts. And that's pretty much where they stay at. And then keep them at the right temperatures. I keep mine between 82 and 86 degrees ambient temp, all summer long up until brumation. And I try to cool them down until around the 50s.
How long do you do for a brumation?
8 weeks.
So our fifth and final question, and again, these are questions that I ask every breeder, so we just get an idea of what everybody does different, because we all have so many different things that we do and try at different times or go back to. Question number 5, any wisdom that you would give to the beginner you? Let's say you're back just wanting to get into hognose, or maybe, just starting to keep hognose or breed hognose. What would you look back and tell yourself if you had the chance to go back?
Definitely start off a different way with the smaller shoe boxes. Because, man, when I first started I'm talking 25, 30 years ago, I always used to keep them in tanks. And I would put hatchlings in 10-gallon tanks, and that would not work. It was just so hard and frustrating getting those things feeding most of the time. I mean, you do have your good feeders right out the egg that start right off, and then temperature-wise, I had to learn that, because a lot of the Asian rats I used to fool with, I kept in the same room, and those generally stay in the upper 70s to mid 80s, or lower 80s actually. And I learned with the hogs, I had to bump up the temperature a little bit to start getting them consistently feeding and doing their thing as far as breeding.
Nice. Well, man, I appreciate your info, and just so everybody that's listening here is aware of, we're going to have links down in the description for this podcast. So if you want to check out RNA Reptiles, I tried to look them up on Facebook, man, but you know, the first picture that came up was like men's lace underwear that were red, and I was like, surely this can't be you guys. No, but
that's my wife putting jokes on there.
Okay, so that is you guys.
Yeah, it's actually RNA Reptiles.
RNA Reptiles, sorry, yeah, RNA Reptiles. So yeah, man, they're okay. Yeah, I see it here. It says new lace boxers for guys who need permission to buy a snake. That is awesome, man. So you guys check that out, RNA Reptiles on Facebook, and give them a follow and a like. And I'm already looking on here just in the little photo section, and there's already a ton of just fun stuff to look at, and also just some humor thrown in there. We all just need a little bit of humor in our lives. So thanks, Russell, for coming on here and answering these questions. And you guys give him a follow.
All right, thank you, sir.
Yeah, Rusty's a great guy, and you can always reach out to him and ask what he has available. His season's pretty much like the rest of ours, where late summer's a great time. If you really enjoyed the frost projects and some of the other stuff he's got going on, I know he's got some cool stuff. And he also does the Slidell, Louisiana show, and maybe some other ones that are pretty local to him there. If you're ever in that neck of the woods, southern Mississippi, Louisiana, maybe some of the Texas areas is not too far if you plan on traveling. We've also, right here at Hognose One, got some stuff. I have decided to let go of quite a few sables. I have both male and female from my high colored line that has a lot of pinks and peach color, some orange. They develop into really nice looking snakes. Plus, on the positive side, they are low percentage for the axanthic frost. So that's caramel, hypo, and axanthic. And again, these are visual sables. So if you're interested in anything like that, you can reach out to me. I've considered possibly letting go one of my adults that is 66%. So that would be the ant of permafrost I hatched out last year. If anybody is interested in any of that stuff, feel free to reach out. I've got some other bloodlines and stuff that will eventually go up on Morph Market probably between now and May 1st. Thanks, guys, again for checking us out, and hope you guys have a great week.